Now we're going to look at finding limits in piecewise function. So for the limit to exist at a specific x value, the value of f of x has to be the same from the left and the right. So the left side is always going to be our less than side. The right side is always going to be the greater than side. And we'll be looking at the x value from the inequality. So if we look at number 5 to evaluate this limit, we want the limit as x approaches 4. Remember that negative after means from the left, okay, where f of x is equal to this piecewise function. Okay? So if we can see, we've got 4 in the inequality. Okay, so this graph is going to end at 4 on the left side, since this is the left. So this equation represents the left side. This one represents the right side, since it's the greater than inequality. So this tells you which equation to plug into. So we're going to use the top one since it's the left limit. So that'll be 1/2 times 4 squared minus 1. So that'll be 16 times 1/2 would be 8. So 8 minus 1 is going to make our limit 7. Now for this next one, we want the limit as x approaches -1. That little plus sign means from the right. Okay, so I can see this graph is split at -1. Okay, so I need to look at where it ends up on the right side. So that would be using this bottom one, the greater than inequality. Okay. So all I need to do is plug a -1 in. Okay, so remember you have to cube it first. So -1 cubed is -1, and then we would multiply it by that negative. So a -1 is going to give us a limit at 1. Now this next one, it doesn't specify a direction. Okay, so this means from the left and from the right. So that means we have to get the same limit from the left. So this one right here would be the limit from the left, since it's the less than. The second one would be the limit from the right, since it's the greater than. So I'm going to check the limit from the left first. So that'll be 2 minus 3 squared. So 2 minus 3 is -1. Squared would be +1. Okay. Now I'm going to check the limit from the right. So that would be 2 squared minus 2 minus 1. So that's 4 minus 2 minus 1, which is also 1. So since these two are the same, that is the limit. It doesn't matter that they're both open. Okay, that means the graph is both connected to this open circle from the left and from the right. So if you trace it, you'd end up at the same spot. So then this last one, we're looking at the limit at 0. Okay, so I'm going to check, they don't specify a direction, so I'm going to check from the left first, which would be the less than inequality. So that would be 0 minus 2 over 1 minus 0, which would just give us -2 over 1. Okay. Then from the right, that would be the one with the greater than inequality. I would do 3 times 0 plus 2, and that gives me +2. So since I got different numbers, that means the limit at 0 does not exist.